as I said, US is pretty matured in terms of legal regulation, legal practice, and technology. So they use this very frequently for most of the cases. Okay, what's the probability of winning? But there are so many companies, including Microsoft, I mentioned, that they are also developing these kind of products within Middle East. We are in the Middle East, so let's take a reference. So they are also developing these kind of things. But the question is that in US, if any data, any one case data we put into the system, they can give you reference of more than 10,000 or maybe relevant, exactly relevant case, more than 100 cases, similar cases, and they will give you reference, what were the argument, and you can really generate a very quality-based opinion. 1 second, sorry. Whereas in the Middle East, first of all, where is the use of precedence, number one? Okay. Number two, how many data are available? Okay. And whatever data is available, again, there's a limitation. So it depends. My concern is that it depends which part of the world you are living, which jurisdiction, which case, and which technology. You need to be very mindful for all these things. Yeah, please.
Yeah, I think that's fair, but I also look. I think just picking up on that point. Ultimately, it depends on the. It depends on what you said. Basically, it depends on what input you put in and the phrase of question. Sorry, I'm just trying to pick up my line of thought again. So, if you remember, when we were in law school, a lot of lawyers here. It's not a new thing. So when we were in law school, it would be certainly when I was like doing the LPC. It would be how you put the question into the system, which would generate the legal answer you would need in order to pass the test. So it's not a new concept. This sort of AI, we've had PLC, Practical Law Company, we've had LexisNexis, we've had all these software for a long time, since I was in law school, which was many moons ago now. So it's not like a new thing. Obviously, it's a vogue topic at the moment, fair enough. AI doesn't just permeate legal, medical. I heard a really interesting comment the other day about like a psychologist, because ultimately a lot of people would say for a psychologist, or someone perhaps having a mental health issue, they would prefer to speak to a human. Well, this argument was completely the contrary in that actually this person wouldn't, because the AI system wouldn't judge. It was a totally neutral, objective platform, and it wouldn't sort of, there was no human element. So it was, because there was no subjectiveness in it, then it would give a stock answer. So they preferred that. So I think ultimately it depends on the user. I think it depends on the person. I think the older generation, dare I say, would probably be more comfortable with the human touch because they're used to that. They've grown up with that. I think the younger generation, it's hard for us because...